So I'd like to do a little bit more of a advanced example of a unit conversion. We're going to calculate how long a light year is. So we're given some information here in the problem. This is based on the speed of light. So light travels through 1 meter of outer space in exactly 1 over 299,792,458 of a second. And then the question is, how many kilometers does light travel in a year? So we actually have a couple different conversions here. First, we're given information in meters and seconds, but we're asked how many kilometers in a year. So we have two different unit conversions that we need to worry about. So let's go over, first of all, what do we know? So we have, we have a time in seconds. All right, so let's say we have our time down here in seconds. And we have our distance in meters. So we're going to analyze this without putting any numbers in it first. Okay, so we need to, what we want to get to eventually is we want to know how many kilometers it travels in a year. So we need to figure out how do we convert from meters to kilometers and how do we go from seconds to years. So first, let's look at meters to kilometers. So here, and for both of these, we need a unit conversion, and we may need to do multiple steps. First, let's look at meters and kilometers. Now, if we go back a couple videos or in your textbook, and this is where you need to start learning and memorizing these prefixes, the kilo in kilometers means that 1 kilometer, by definition, is equal to exactly 1,000 meters. So this is an exact definition. So this means we can set up a unit conversion here that we have 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer, or vice versa. 1 kilometer over 1,000 meters, because they're equal to each other. These are both fractions that are equal to 1. So we'll need to decide which of these to use to do this conversion. Okay. Now, let's think about seconds to years. How many seconds are in a year? If we knew that directly, we could answer this question. But I don't know how many seconds there are in a year. That's not a number I know off the top of my head. What I do know is that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. All right, so we'll need to multiply by 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now, the next thing I know is in an hour, we have 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, so we'll have 60 minutes in the denominator here per 1 hour. We still haven't gotten to years, though. Well, but I know there are 24 hours in 1 day. Now, these unit conversions, just want to emphasize again, the thing that's on the top and the thing that's on the bottom, right? Things on the top, thing that's on the bottom, these are equal values, right? 1 minute and 60 seconds are the same, they're just in different units. And so each time I'm doing a multiplication, I'm only multiplying by 1. I'm not actually changing the value. Okay, and then we're almost there because I know that there are 365 days in 1 year. All right, and so whatever value we have in seconds, if we multiply it by these numbers, we will get the same value, but now in years instead of in seconds. Okay, so we've got our unit conversions here, but now we need to come back to, okay, what information were we given in the question? We were basically given what's the speed of light. The speed of light is 299,792,458 meters per second. But we're not asked meters per second, we're asked kilometers per year. Okay, so let's now do this with numbers. I'll actually leave these up here. Okay, so we're told that we're starting with the distance of 1 meter, and we're dividing by 1 over 299,792,458 seconds. All right, this is a little bit clunky written this way, so I'm going to just rewrite this fraction. If we have a fraction where it's 1, this right here, if we have a fraction in the denominator, we can just move this up to the numerator. And I'm just going to rewrite this as basically just the speed of light, which is 299,792 .458 meters per 1 second. That's a lot easier to deal with. Okay, now we need to take our desired, right, that's the unit we don't want. We don't want meters anymore. So we need our unit conversion up here, where meters is in the denominator. 1 kilometer over 1,000 meters. So then that'll give us how many kilometers in a second. So let's pull up my calculator here. So 299,792,458 divided by 1,000. All right, that's just going to move the decimal place over 3 spots. So 299,792.458 kilometers. All right, I'm going to need more space here. So I'm just going to repeat this down here. And we still have our over 1 second. We didn't get rid of that yet. So we have 299,792.458 kilometers per second. And now we need to do all these conversions up here to go from seconds. Now the thing that's a little bit different here though is because in this value here, seconds is in the bottom, so all these fractions are going to flip upside down so that we can keep seconds in the bottom. All right, our desired unit is on the bottom now instead of on the top. So that means we're going to have 60 seconds in 1 minute. And the way we can keep track of this, I should have done it here, is we can cross off the units, right? Our seconds cross off. Now, if we just did this step, we would have how many kilometers does light travel in a minute? But that's not the question. The question is about a year. So then we need 60 minutes per hour, 24 hours in 1 day, and 365 days per year. And we can see all these units cancel. We're just doing multiple unit conversions in a row here. This is still not changing the value though. All these are multiplying by 1. And what this will give us at the end is how many kilometers does light travel in a year. And we will get something that's going to be very large. And so we're going to express it in scientific notation. Okay, so we have our value from before, that's still there, so 299,792.458. We're multiplied by 60, multiplied by 60, multiplied by 24, multiplied by 365. And our final answer here, I won't include all the digits that we could, but 9.45 times 10 to the 12th kilometers per year. And that's how long a light year is. So hopefully this was useful as an example of a more complicated example of unit conversions where we're doing multiple steps, thinking about multiple unit conversions at the same time.